She stole what she thought was a moving truck. It was the FBI's VIP armored transport. My name is Eli Hargrove. I'm not one for drama. Never been the type to call attention to myself. I moved into the Meadows at Clearwind 3 months ago, hoping for peace and quiet. I work in federal security logistics, a fancy way of saying I prep and transport high-profile people in high-risk areas. The work is quiet, meticulous, and extremely confidential. That's why I parked our reinforced armored transport vehicle, a disguised, matte black Ford Super Duty, retrofitted by the Bureau behind my garage that morning. It was meant to blend in while I finished prepping a security route for a visiting federal judge. But apparently, in this neighborhood, nothing goes unnoticed, especially not by Karen Dorsey, the self-appointed president of what she calls the Provisional HOA. There was no official HOA, not legally, but Karen ran things like there was. She wore fake badges, issued phony warnings, and carried around a clipboard like it was an extension of her soul. Her favorite words against neighborhood standards. That Thursday morning, I went inside to grab my checklist binder. I was gone for 12 minutes. 12. When I came back, the truck was gone. At first, I thought it was a tactical relocation. Sometimes higher-ups move our vehicles without notice. I checked my secure app, no logs, no pings, just gone. That's when my neighbor Nolan came sprinting across his lawn. Eli bro, Karen had it towed, said it was an abandoned contractor truck. I blinked. Towed. She towed the FBI's armored VIP vehicle. I dialed dispatch. A full-scale recovery order was issued in under 3 minutes. We found the vehicle 3 hours later in a warehouse lot outside town. The tow chain had snapped from the reinforced front axle, and Karen herself was trying to jimmy the door open with a screwdriver and crowbar, claiming she had the authority to inspect suspicious contents on community property. You want to know what was inside that vehicle? Kevlar armor plating, 2 encrypted tablets, a locked biometric safe containing a route map and alternate evacuation keys for a federal witness under protection. And now everything was compromised. A squad of agents, plainclothes and armored alike, stormed the lot in less than 10 minutes. They tackled her mid-scream. I wasn't there yet. I was still fielding calls, but when I arrived and saw the aftermath, the bruises on her arms, the claw marks she'd left on the paint, and the shattered driver's side window, my heart sank. Not out of pity for her, but because of what it meant for our operation. A delay like this wasn't just expensive, it was dangerous. The story didn't stay quiet for long. Someone recorded the arrest. It went viral within hours. Karen Tao's suspicious vehicle ends up getting hauled away by federal agents. The comments were brutal. Who steals a whole truck from someone else's driveway and tries to break into it? She could have jeopardized witness safety. This isn't just nosy, it's criminal. Fake HOA strikes again. When are these people going to face real consequences? Local news outlets camped outside the neighborhood. Neighbors who'd once nodded politely at Karen now avoided eye contact. Others shouted at her. One woman even threw an old HOA newsletter at her porch with the words "Dictator" scrawled across it in red Sharpie. What shocked me most was when I started digging deeper. Karen wasn't just playing neighborhood cop. She had a pattern. 5 years ago, she faked citations in a retirement community in Arizona. Before that, a neighborhood in Nevada where she claimed to be a federal compliance officer. Each time, she'd vanished just as complaints were filed. But this time, the FBI wasn't letting go. The worst part, she didn't even understand the danger she'd caused. During her hearing, yes, a federal hearing, she stood up and declared, "I was trying to protect my neighborhood. I thought it was a terrorist vehicle." The judge didn't flinch. "You thought a vehicle parked legally, without complaint, behind someone's garage, was a terrorist threat." Karen shrugged. It looked big. I'll never forget the look on the judge's face. It was the first time I saw a federal official fight a laugh in court. Karen was charged with unlawful tampering with federal property, interference with a federal investigation, impersonating a government official based on her fake HOA uniform, and felony-level theft due to the value of the vehicle. She pled no contest, hoping for leniency. She didn't get it. 2 years in federal prison, 5 years probation, lifetime ban from any self-appointed enforcement role. But the damage didn't stop there. In the months that followed, our neighborhood changed. We held a town meeting, a real one, to ban all forms of unofficial HOA enforcement. The fake signs came down, the clipboards disappeared. We even set up a new neighborhood watch led by real professionals, retired officers, trained volunteers. I was asked to speak that day. I kept it simple. Safety doesn't come from control. It comes from trust and knowing your limits. And Karen, I saw her once more. 6 months after her release, she was at a halfway house in Denver, picking up trash as part of her restitution hours. Her hair had thinned. Her eyes looked older. She didn't recognize me or pretended not to. Maybe karma wasn't about revenge. Maybe it was about clarity, about truth being louder than fear, about the absurdity of trying to rule others without ever learning to lead yourself. There's a difference between protection and control. And that armored truck she thought was her battleground, it became her downfall. Because sometimes, when you tamper with something built to protect others, it ends up protecting them from you. Weiß you know.